Hello everyone, today I'll be teaching you guys how to solve for x, or in other words, transposition. So it might sound fancy, but transposition just means to rearrange stuff so that you have what you want on the right sides of the equation. So there's three different levels for solving for x, with the first one being addition and subtraction. The second one being multiplication and division. And the third one being a combination of the two. So let's get started on number one. So with addition and subtraction, a typical equation that you'll get is something like x plus 12 equals, let's say, 28. So to solve for x, we need to transpose the equation to make x the sole subject on the left-hand side and nothing else. So how do we do this? We get rid of whatever's on the left-hand side with x, which is 12. So to get rid of this 12, what we do is we minus 12 from both sides of the equation. You can think of an equation like a scale almost. So whatever you do to the left-hand side, you do to the right-hand side. So now we've got x plus 12 minus 12, which is 0, equals 28 minus 12, which is 16. So now we have x on the left-hand side by itself, and we have whatever number is on the right-hand side, in this case 16. So we've solved for x. And it's very similar for the subtraction. So we'll go x minus 5 equals, say, 11. We want to do the same thing. We want to make x by itself on the left-hand side. And how we do this is we plus 5 on the left-hand side. And remember to balance the scale, we have to do plus 5 on the right-hand side. So x minus 5 plus 5 is just x. And 11 plus 5 is 16. So we've solved x for the right-hand side as well. So x equals 16. Coincidentally, the same as the addition one. So let's start on multiplication. So the second part, a typical question for this would be something like 3x equals 18. So this might be a bit difficult for people that haven't done it before, but to make x by itself in this case, we don't add or subtract, we actually need to divide. So we divide the left-hand side by 3 and the right-hand side by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So it's 1x equals to 18 divided by 3 is 6. So for people that don't know, 1x is just the same as x. So now we've got x by itself on the left-hand side and a number on the right-hand side. So we've solved for x for multiplication. And it's similar for division. A typical question would be something like x divided by 2 equals 7. And to get x by itself, again, we need to multiply 2 on the left-hand side. And remember the scales, we need to multiply 2 on the right-hand side. So x, 2 divided by 2 is 1. And we know that from the question before, that 1x is the same as x. So on the left-hand side, we've got x. On the right-hand side, we've got 7 times 2, which is 14. And now we've solved this. So now this bit's a bit harder. We need to combine both of them. So a typical question for the combination of both of them would be something like 2x plus 3 equals to 11. So now you see we can't only add or divide or multiply to get x by itself. We need to do a combination of what we learned in the aforementioned questions above. So the first step is to get rid of 3 here. And how we do this is we minus 3 from both sides. which gets us to 2x plus 0 equals 2. 11 minus 3 is 8. And now that we have this question, it's pretty similar to the one we have over here. Yep. And knowing that, we divide both sides by 2. So 2 over 2 is 1, which is just x on the left-hand side, and 8 over 2 is 4. So now we've solved for x on this complex equation. So that's pretty much it. That's how you solve for x by transposition. Thanks for listening.